Yes, that's true because I started playing soccer when I was 6 years old, together with my brother. He was older than me 3 years, and I was actually very good at that. I was tall kid at that moment, but normal tall. And I played for 7 years soccer until I was 13. And at that age, 13, I really grew up a lot that year, and I just decided to skip one soccer practice to try basketball to see how is that gonna look, and it turns well. I met Jadran. That was that first practice I did because I didn't told my soccer coach that why I skipped the practice, because I went just to try, and if I like it, I'm gonna stay and tell my soccer coach that I'm gonna go for basketball. So when I met Jadran, the first practice, I really felt an amazing connection with him, and he was so humble, he was so nice to me. He really wanted to teach me because I never played basketball before. I didn't know how to do 1-2 steps for a layup, but I was always good with the ball, so I had a good feeling in my hands and also with the legs, so I really liked it, and I told soccer coach that I'm gonna go for basketball. Well, first of all, Jadran, my coach, and he was the only coach I ever practiced. I'm still practicing with him during the summers, and I'm always in touch with him. He really did an amazing job with me since the day one. So many individual practices, team practices. So we really did for 1 year a lot, and second year I was already a good player. And I went to one campus, a basketball camp in Zaragoza for 6 days. And scouts of the Real Madrid, they saw me there. And they went back to Montenegro with me to do some extra workouts to make sure, that I was that good fit for them. And after less than 2 years playing basketball, I finished in Real Madrid. It was difficult, very challenging. I was lucky because I went with my parents first year, because that was for me big move, and I didn't want it to be alone. So my first year was easier, let's say, but a new language, new teammates, adjusting to something that for me it's new. It was difficult. It was some moment of that year, I really thought to get back to my country, seriously, because it was so hard, and also language and school at that moment, because I was going to school from 9 to 5 p.m. and from 5 p.m. we were getting a quick snack, taking the bus, going to practice. It was like full day, every day was like this. And I was skinny, I was like, young guy. For me it was very hard, but I went through that. Second year I stayed in the residence. My parents get back to Montenegro, and it was like step by step. At that moment, when I did that, last player who did it was like 20 years ago past. So I was like, they already told me like it's gonna be very difficult, it's gonna be basically impossible maybe to go somewhere, but I was like, when you tell me something it's impossible, for me it's a huge challenge. So I did everything I could. I was really working hard. All the summers I dedicated to play basketball, to work on my strength, my body, my game. And when I started practicing with the first team, I was 17 years old. I was with John Plaza. I did some workouts with them. I played one game, 2-3 minutes, but it was nothing. It was just like, being a little bit apart. And after that, when I met with Ettore, I went 1 year to the second division, but being part of Real Madrid to get some minutes, get playing experience. And when I get back, I was 19 years old at that moment. And Ettore was the coach who really believed in me. I was still very young kid. I just turned 19. I was not sure if I turned 19 at that moment, or I was 18, at that moment. And I remember when he told me, like, I see you, kid, you're working hard. You're working very hard, but I cannot get you minutes, but be ready. Be ready when the chance comes, I need you to be ready. So I was practicing, I was pushing myself every day. I was always first in the practice, I was always last going. And I was one day, I remember it was end of the November, beginning of December. One morning, we lost the game. One morning, coach came to me. He's like, next game, you're going to play. I need you. And I was like shaking. I was really shaking. And so I played that game. I scored like 17 points. We won the game. It was a Spanish league game. It was very important for sure. And he took Jorge Garbajosa of the team, which was a Spanish guy, super important, legend, And also media people were not sure about it. They were like doubtful. So we went to Montepaschi Siena, first yearly game, and I destroyed them.
A portare vicino a canestro, Tomic scarica per Mirotic, poi è un po' scomparso, penetra e scarica Tucker dall'angolo, Mirotic, questa fa malissimo.
That game, I scored 18 points, like 13 of the fourth quarter, we won the game, and from that moment it was just going up, and I was always playing for him, and I was really lucky to have a coach like that who really trusted in me, who really gave me the chance. And no doubt that one part of who I am today, it's because of the coach at Torre Messina, because like I said, to come from when I came, Montenegro, small city, small country, small team, to be part of Real Madrid and to play, it's, trust me, it's very, very difficult. Well, I no doubt that was helpful for me, just, not just to prove myself, which I always, players we need to prove ourselves that what we are capable, but also to prove other people, to prove the club. It was not something just, like it happened. No, it happened twice and was really important to my team. Already won some Spanish league titles that moment, cups, played some Final Four. So everything was going in the right direction.
I'm so excited to be here. I think that it's a great opportunity for me, and I will try to do my best job possibility to help the team. And
wide open, Mirotic made a pay. Mirotic, crossover. Stop it, Nico Suave.
They definitely think Mirotic has all-star potential. They love his rebounding.
It was planned. First of all, I got drafted by Chicago Bulls. Houston traded to Chicago Bulls, first round pick, but I did it in purpose because I knew they really wanted me. So that was the idea, to get in draft, but not to go first year. So I waited 3 years before I went to Chicago. So it was, for me, I was waiting, for a good moment when I was about to be ready to play, because I didn't want it to just go and sit there. So I waited 3 years, I was more experienced, and I went to Chicago, and I played that season already more than 20 minutes per game. Well, it was a dream, no doubt it was a dream. It was another challenge for me to go to the team with so many superstars. Derrick's, Joakim Noah at that moment, Jimmy was Butler, was already becoming a star. Paul Gasol was that year, so it was like crazy good team, and just to be part, and I'm saying and even to play, I played almost 20 minutes, or 21 I played that year, so it was huge for me, huge step, I was very happy about it. It was not easy. It was not easy to adjust to that game style, that mentality that they have. But I was more than happy for first year, and then I stayed there for 3 years. Well, all of them, they had something special. They were very gifted players. But for me, if I could choose one, I would say Giannis. For me, he was really someone who showed his character, and every day, not just playing game, and he was someone being a superstar, but like super humble guy. He was, like how to explain, like when we travel somewhere, he was always staying to sign pictures, sign autographs, doing pictures with fans, nowhere rushing, talking to the people, driving normal car. So he was just a normal guy. But when it comes to the game, to compete, to win, he was insane. He forget everybody. He was just like playing and playing. And he's so gifted. He's so athletic. He was working so hard on his game to improve his jump shot and everything. So that's why he became 2 times MVP. I wanted to live my life in Europe. That last year, I got traded from New Orleans to Milwaukee. My son was just born. He was 2 months when that happened. So I felt, I need more comfort. I need to be in the place where I know when I'm going to be, and I know that my kids can go to the school. I needed that kind of life for me, and also I wanted a bigger role in NBA. I was important, but let's not first, or second, or third option. So I was a role player. I was having my minutes. I was having my shots. But sometimes, that I don't like that comfortable zone. I needed something extra, something that's going to very motivated. So I wanted to be a leader of the team. So it was for me, those 2 options: family and also my job, to become somebody very important. So it was an important decision, and I was on the top of my game. I know that, but family first. It was different. It was more, let's say, trying to be, maybe, I don't know if I'm wrong with that, but NBA style, a more faster game, like more scoring. But it was a very fortunate year because we had that COVID season, so we were not able to finish that EuroLeague season. But I did adjust very quickly. I was really playing well that season, and also Barcelona played amazing that year. But like I said, we were not able to finish it. I believe stability is very important for a player, for each player, especially once a player realizes what he wants of his life or how he wants to live the life, and especially if he's a family guy, he's searching for that stability. But when I say stability, I'm not saying like comfort zone, but those are 2 things differently. That's I was always when I went to some clubs, I was always staying for years there, unless expect those when I got traded that last year. And I had an amazing time in Barcelona, really, for those 4 years, and it was for me a huge step. I really had a great time, met great people, I really enjoyed it. And now I believe that I can give much more also to Milano, to Armani. So that's why I wanted to also sign a contract like this, not something short term. I like to be under the pressure. I think it's important to be under pressure, because first of all, I believe in so far what I saw. This is a big organization, and I think players are really enjoying it here. There's a lot of people working for you. Great city, great arena, great coach. Everything is like, and now I think it's time to push, to become a team, not a solid team, become a great team. The team who the team's gonna look forward to its challenge. So I believe this team has a big potential, and I really believe that we can have an amazing season, especially of the size that we have, the talent we have, the coaching staff we have. I believe that this team, it's built to, to be something special. I always love to play with him. First of all, he's an amazing guy, and I'm so happy, that we can be together in the same team after so many years that we play against each other. He's a great player. Like, I believe we can make each other better, and it was always, like, challenging to play against him because he's always on top of the game. And he's a very athletic guy, smart guy. So now that I don't need to face him at the game. It's beautiful. So together we can like compete against the rest of the guys. So I'm looking forward for it. No, it's a big pleasure. I really have so much respect for this guy, and the way he approached the game, the way he really is, like, as a leader, as someone very important on the court and off the court. Like, he's a perfect example for young guys, that the young guys can really learn from him, and I'm looking forward to know him better. I heard so many good things about him. I think so far this week that we're practicing together, we had a good connection. So when you have a guy like him, that that he's gonna protect you, it's a great feeling. So I'm really looking forward for that. First time when I saw Karl-Heinz, when I was walking in the arena, I had a flashback when one game we play, he was in Olympiacos, I was in Madrid. I was in the fast break, he just blocked me from the behind. And it was funny, that was the first thing I remember about him.